I'm the first victim.
You should, I think you should walk, daily take a walk at least 20-30 minutes. Then that's
Yeah,
what.
I'm 10-12 kilometers I'm doing. But
Oh.
I don't know, man. Before COVID, I used to get fever, but after
Mm-hmm.
COVID, any season changes, I
Mm-hmm.
will the first one who will be the visiting doctor.
Yeah, that is not good. Do consume hot water and everything, because if you consume anything, colder, then it will not release you, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, so
nothing.
let's start.
Yeah. So, so today we'll start. We have already seen this supply registration wala part, right? And now you have to practice whenever you get from well, and then you do the practice and do let me know if you have any questions, right, about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And today we'll see the manage that your SM admin and SM administration. So as I told you, this SM admin and administration both are similar actually, but as I told you, that's SM administration having all the access right to complete admin rights. You can see it's a comprehensive kind of package, right, for the admin SMP solution only. So I'll go with the SM administration because these are the same. So all roles and accesses will be here for the SLP point of view, right? Whenever somebody asks you what is the difference between the SM admin and the SM administration, so you can tell the SM admin and SM administration both are same, but the difference only for restriction at access level, right? So you get all the access of related to SLP in under SM administration only, not fully access you will receive in the SM admin. So most of the consultants are having only SM administration's role only, right?
Okay.
So so we'll start from the data import and export here. So as you can see, there is a import sub-related data files where you can see the supplier. So this is while I'm talking about this SLP module, so we'll see that how the data are getting imported and exported. Suppose so let me download this sheet here.
So you are importing this data from like supplier ERP, right? That is already imported in like CSV or Excel format, correct?
Yeah. This is the file which are actually we do import for update the details as well, right? Sometimes supplier does some mistake and he has not updated some of the details. They're missing that data. So due to this,
Are you
you can. Yeah.
Yeah, are you sharing any file? I am just seeing your
Yeah.
this PPT.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your downloaded file. Whenever I talk about the supplier export file, it means it will export all the suppliers, right? So whenever you go for any update of the suppliers, you need to remove all the supplier except one. You need to find the vendor ID from here. Let me
Okay.
filter. Yeah, one second, why is not filtering?
And this data is coming from where?
This data is basically coming from SLP, and this is SLP is actually what happened in SLP. Whatever the data supplier you create now, it is sent to
Okay,
the
okay, you
S4
exported the same. Okay.
right? And whatever the changes you will also make, it will also send to the S4 system as well, right? So
Okay.
this is while I'm talking about the supply registration, whenever you go for the registration of details, you see at the moment once you supplier gets registered, this number will get generated. That is your SM admin, SM vendor ID, ठीक है?
Went
This one,
yeah.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
आपका नेम
Mm.
होगा, आपका ये एड्रेस होगा, ईमेल एड्रेस
Mm.
होगा, स्टेट होगा, दिस ऑल डिटेल्स विल बी फिल अप ड्यूरिंग द सप्लाई रजिस्ट्रेशन, ठीक है? सो
Mm.
द
Mm-hmm.
पर्पस ऑफ दिस एसएलपी इज कि हम लोग क्या करें, वी आर डूइंग द ऑनबोर्डिंग सप्लाई रजिस्ट्रेशन थ्रू द Ariba. That's why we are entering all this data from the Ariba side, right?
Okay.
And
Mm.
now you'll ask the questions, if whatever the data existing already in SAP ERP system, what will do that with that data, right?
Right.
Those supplier data, we what we do, we use the transaction code DRF out, right? And whatever the data are in there, we just send to the SLP. So it will move to the SLP through here only. So there is a
Okay.
transaction code for that. So you use for that to integration. So now suppose you get the error. Suppose you have to update this address, right? And supplier is updating, but it is not updating. So they will raise a concern. I want to update this address, email address, anything. So what will
Mm-hmm.
you'll just filter out one of the supplier here, and rest of all you have to delete it, right? Rest of all
Okay.
data you will delete it, and only one keep the one data which you needed to update. So you'll just update his email ID as city, suppose whatever the host and city is given, host, and line. Suppose I removing this line here. You are keeping this data city here only, right? So whatever the data you wanted to update, you just need to keep this one record and just save this file. And similar,
Mm-hmm.
this is the cxml file, this is, you don't, a csv cxml file, right? So this, every
Mm-hmm.
time you need to upload this file, only csv file, not other file, otherwise it will give you the error, right? So
Okay.
whenever you wanted to update for any of the supply details, you just download this file, you update this detail from here. And the status you can see the actives, right? The true, it means
Mm-hmm.
suppliers are currently in the active status, means these are all in the running status right now. Whenever you see any false supplier, it means you have to understand this false supplier means the supplier is already deactivated in the system.
Okay.
Now your question, somebody ask you, I hi Raj, I want to deactivate this supplier, how you can do the deactivation of this supplier, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, what you do, you just in the active status you just make it false, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
put that file here the same, so this will be deactivate from here. And this deactivation means what happened, once you deactivate this supplier, it will be available in Ariba, but it will not show to for any of the future transaction. This means,
Okay, I think one of that tab you mentioned that although it's showing three,
hmm,
but sorry, it was showing three, yeah, and only two names are displaying. One is deactivate. I think this is that case only, right?
yeah.
It was not reflecting one of the tab.
Yeah. So did you have you ever faced such kind of issue? Somebody ask you, because I don't think so. You are currently working on the enhancement, right?
No, I deal with this cat onboarding of and integration and catalog.
Okay,
So
catalog only. That's
yeah,
fine.
if anything comes up right for SLP related,
Yeah,
so like I delegate this to this SLP consultant, or I will ask the customer to open the ticket.
absolutely, absolutely. But you should also have the idea. You can also, somebody ask you how to deactivate a supplier. You should also have idea, and you
Yeah,
can tell him.
that's
So
why I'm here, sir.
yeah. So this is the way you can do the same. So whatever data you are seeing here, let me go back to that screen.
So you will export the same file to SLP now?
Yeah, I have just exported it. You see this screen. You can see
No, no.
here.
Okay, okay. You have exported the file from here. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Now you have put the one customer, one supplier as false, right?
Hmm.
Deactivate something.
Yeah.
So that is outside the SLP system, right? How it will reflect here? So you have to import again, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. You have to import it again. If you don't import it, it will not show you.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what.
yeah. So you have to import it here. Once this data, because see, this is the Excel file. I'm not. These are all active supply. I don't want to miss any
Yeah,
deactivities.
right, right, right.
So that is the case. So as you can see here, this is a file. Whenever you go for data import export file, you just be careful, because if you download this file completely, right, and somehow you made the mistake. Suppose what you did, you just keep this record updated, and you are just whole sheet you are just going to update, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this will create a problem, right? Because the supplier already available over there, and there is no data change is required, but it will take time, and sometimes it will give you the error, because most of the data will be more of the thousand lakh of data will be there, right? So it will take time for
Mm-hmm.
the company. So be careful while doing any update of the supply. Just keep it only one record and delete every records, and just save this file somewhere and keep this file in the folder, and then you can make a practice. Whenever you go for any of the new supplier update, you just put this vendor ID, ERP ID. Otherwise, you need to go again and again back here, and you have to download this file. You have to find out the filter out the supplier from here, whatever the supplier you wanted,
Okay, okay,
and
okay,
just
okay. No, so
filter. Yeah,
don't disturb the entire set. Only do the
absolutely.
modification particular, then import.
Import. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay.
One second.
I'm not seeing anything blank.
Yeah, yeah. You can see, right?
Yeah.
So once you import the file now, here it will show the status, everything, whatever the you changes you have made, whatever you have done with this transaction. You cannot skip yourself. Whatever you change made it, your name will be reflected.
Mm-hmm.
Did it, and who, what time he did it, why he made it the change, did he any approval, right? So such you
Mm-hmm.
have to be aware for that. And once the status will be uploaded, so you can see this status will become the success, otherwise it will be failure. It is failure this as you can see, there is a partial complete, right? Few of the errors in the sheet as well, because he's trying to upload that 737 record total.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be an error. In row 1585 error, you have to identify this error. You just remove this data. Yeah, you can update that sheet, and I can upload again here.
So how frequently we come across with this situation? Like, is it frequent or what?
No, it is very rare actually. Though, while you are doing this AMS support, now that kind of ticket you can get it. Somebody, suppose supplier is saying, I'm already updated the data. I'm not going to again update the
Mm.
data, right? So in this case, what we will take, we will just take an email confirmation. Kindly provide the details. So we'll upload on behalf of you. So we'll come here and we'll update the data accordingly. While we are updating, because once you update the correct data, once the integration status becomes successfully, then this data will be integrated. It means the supplier will be then sync with this data, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ERP data. Otherwise, there will be some error with the supplier itself, right? So this data should be correct in the format,
Okay.
right? So whenever anybody asks you, so you just go carefully, right?
Yeah.
And somebody asks you, I don't want to open this complete Excel file, I just wanted to update the contacts. So similar way, you have to come here, and the file type you can see the supplier contacts from sourcing, whatever. So suppose somebody asks you to update the contact details for the same, so you will download this contact file here, right? See, this is import. So you will just the same file you have to download. It will export all the contacts except this whole file. So now see, I will download for you. You can see
Mm.
the same file is coming. One second, let this one we have downloaded CXV contact files only. I don't know, this is a test system, that's why. Whatever the contact details you wanted to update, just download it from here, right? Suppose you want
Yeah.
to update 100 of the contacts details, email details, you just filter out this type of file, and you'll just download that file. You'll directly update the contact details instead of all the these details, right? You just have to upload this email details, all that. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
All right, let me show. Apart from this contact, supplier data, list, these are all not required. This customs field and all this. So this is completely the SM admin file, right? So you have to be careful, right? Whatever the see, basically what happened in the supplier SLP side, what happens? You got this email contacts update regular basis sometimes, right? Sometimes you get that your any banking information is required to update that you cannot upload it. If supplier is asking, can you upload the bank details on behalf of me, you directly say no, we cannot update this critical information from your side. This is banking is the critical information, right? You cannot upload it on behalf of supplier, and that is
Mm.
also not be accessible to you as admin. Whatever the access you have, you don't have permission to upload the supplier banking data and everything, right? Because these
Mm.
data are through sent to the export system, and through that the payments getting done. If something goes wrong, everything comes to you,
Mm.
right? So be careful on that side as well. All right.
So we need to coordinate, collaborate with this S4 team as well while doing this
No,
activity.
no. So see, whatever the Ariba roles you have now, suppose somebody ask you from the supplier perspective, here only
Mm.
I will show you here the supplier side. I'll open supplier. You can cross verify, the details of that supplier from S4 side as well. If you want, if you have a system of S4 access, then you can cross verify details. You can go to the S4 system, you can type the transaction connects K03 for the central your display the supplier. Either we can go to the MK03, the purchasing level of data. So this data, whatever the data you see, this is come, this is we have created. Let me open that is ERP also. SGR also.
So I mean to say, like, whenever you are doing this activity in real life in production cases,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you
Yeah.
are you have the access of customers, buyers, ECC, ERP or S4HANA as well, or there's a different like you don't touch with that
No,
part.
I
You
actually, I as a Ariba consultant, I do not touch these activities because
are,
this is
okay.
not. If something comes to once, you send it to consultant because they are also there, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
you should aware with the system. Actually, if he's not ready to do, then you can ask him some other guys to do that. But you should guide him. Okay, if he does not aware with the system, so you can guide him how to do that, right? So
Mm-mm.
so data will be the same. The reflection, everything will be same. You just need to
Okay.
cross. If you want to cross verify, you can cross verify. Once the supplier gets synced from here to there, then you will get the number, that ERP vendor ID number, right? So
Mm.
that ERP vendor ID number, you can directly go in the export system and you can type the transaction code where you can display that data, which will show the same data whatever which you have in the Ariba itself,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
right? So whatever the data is reflecting here, it will same so in the ERP site as well.
So this ERP vendor ID number, right? I
Yeah,
think in the that is syncing from this. And now it's showing the sync now option. In the initial
yeah,
classes, it was not there, right?
yeah. If you think, let's see, it was not there earlier, but they have updated something. I think.
Okay.
So
So that
once you,
ERP, sorry,
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead.
So this will come when you complete this request and registration part completely. Then it will go for that syncing
Mm.
option. It will be enabled. Otherwise, it will not come ever. See, once you complete the registration completely, then it will ask for you to sync with this. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. What is the question
Okay.
for that?
No, no. So I thought that at that time it was a dummy number, and then once we will put it sync, then it will populate from the ECC something.
Yeah, yeah. Once you sync, see this synchronization happens in the automatic process as well and the manual process as well. So
Okay.
what happened here? It is manual process, and this synchronization you can also configure to once the supplier gets registered, it automatically sent to the for the ERP system syncing. In the same way, once the registration done, it will come into the ERP sync in progress by default. In this case, they have kept it manually, but I will show you from where you can
Okay.
actually.
Okay. 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 Is it
So
okay to run this sync like regular basis?
yeah.
No, right?
No, it's not okay for that. But few of the clients know I will do sync from my side, right? So they as per the client requirement. If they ask for the no, I don't want to this. These are decided at the time of template configuration. So they will do, I want to the supplier registration, automation, post syncing. If they want to do the manual, they can keep it manual. Otherwise, this is the ERP sync. And most of the client I have seen that is they keep for manual as well, and they sometimes they keep for auto
Okay.
synchronization as well, right? So these are the details. Let us see whether it is getting sync or it is giving some error. Right? What happens? And this is where this is
Where is
going
the
on.
error?
See where this is going on. I'm telling you this one. One second, I'll show you where this is actually going. What is your what is our number of the supplier? What is this? You can check the integration status of the supplier here only, right? You put the SMID number range. We have just sent it for us. It should be visible here. Yeah, this is our number, right? You can see.
Hmm.
Right, the status is showing completed. It will send to the backend, right? And this is your payload file. Yeah, we have heard about this, the payload file and everything, right?
Yeah, correct.
Right, so
For
yeah,
troubleshooting,
yeah, for troubleshooting,
always
yes,
ask for payload ID.
yeah. So once this is sync, it will this it seems completed. But if it is not complete, somehow it is not you can also reprocess the same. You can click here, you can reprocess the same, sending it back to the export system. But we have already sent it, and it is in process. See, if there is an error, you can see it marked failed, but it seems completed. Now we have to wait for that DRP
So
number.
what
Yeah.
are the usual error in case if we are getting very common errors?
Yeah, so very common error like the data is not correct, so it will
Okay.
be not synced, right? That is the internal registration question. A data error is not find out, right? Generally, as I told you, that banking information is not correct for that particular supplier. Mostly in the bank key, SWIFT code, and sometimes the
Hmm.
account number as well. So due to this, the generally the failure happens with the SAP Ariba with the S4 system. So in that case, you have to rectify those details, and we have to update those banking details. And banking details will ask supplier to update the details post validation of your site, what document they have provided, and what data you are entering for the supplier, right? So they will provide you data, but banking information you don't need to upload. You can see the rebuy screen, right?
Hmm.
But just waiting. Once it is synced, it will successfully sync here, and it will show the data. Now let's do for do for another task now. Let's once you'll go to that document, so you'll have more clarity, Raj. That's why I told you to go to that. But anyways, okay, fine. So you see this. So now we have a post that data imported in a sort file. We have a default field values, right? You can see. So this field is nothing. It's a default standard field for SLP and everything, right? So you can see. Let me open that one. Your current defaults fields are here, and this is your sample file field name. So your current default is here. Yeah, this is not the right one. Right? You can see here, right? This Excel file you can see, right?
No, I'm seeing this. Hmm. Now I'm seeing Excel.
Excel file. See, these are the default values of this SLP, right? So you don't need to change anything, and you cannot change anything because this is the standard fields of Ariba.
Okay.
These are all standard fields. If somebody asks you to change this vendor address field, no, that is not possible from our side. These are standard fields. What you can do this field with that, you can go to the templates, you can update those fields, you can make this fields fair. These are the just not the field. It is also you can map this field accordingly, right? Whatever the fields you need to map, you can also map it from here. So suppose there is a field for a vendor address in the template itself, right? The supply registration template. So in this case, somebody asks, I don't want to see this vendor city here only. So in this case, you can hide these things, but you cannot delete it. Where you can
Okay.
even through the template, you can take the permission. You'll just once so you open the template under the registration question, you got this field, and you'll see that under the field mapping will be there under the inside the template itself. So you'll file this field. These are standard templates. So these are basically for integration purpose, right? So whatever the
Hmm.
possibilities you can update once, but somebody asks you to create a custom field, right? In that case, you have to create the custom field, then you have to map it to CIG, then you have to enable it for export side as well. So those are the different cases, and generally it does not happen because that custom fields require some charges from the client itself. SAP
Hmm.
Ariba provides most of the fields which fulfills the requirement for all of them customer, right? Most of their cases. But you have a multi-billions company and their requirements are very fast, so the client will charge accordingly for this all the
Hmm.
requirements fulfilled, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
most of the fields are sufficient for the supply registration and all that. So these are the fields, some field value, right? These are the field value which map through the template itself.
Hmm.
So you don't need to. Somebody ask you what is the default value for the SLP. So you can download this file and you can showcase this file. These are the default value from the supplier side. We cannot delete it. We cannot edit it. What we can
Hmm.
do, we can only do the same thing. We can just make this permission visible to not visible to the template. That's all we can make it for the standard fields I'm talking about, right? Now coming to this one. ERP integration. This is basically the system integration. How this, what is the system it is currently integrated? As you can see, this is the system with S4, and
Mm.
now with the client itself it is attached. So whatever the systems you are configured for this post implementation, so this will come here, ERP business ID. This is
Okay.
all decided at a time of implementation with the S4 Ariba and your both S4 and Ariba, both kind of systems. So where you decide the system, which system you wanted to connect for this one. So this is S4 client
So
100.
like if client has older version ECC 6 something, it is not compatible. Only S4 is compatible with this.
No, no, all the version are post I think 2007 ERP version. I think all are now
Okay.
we can integrate. But prior to that, under 2006 six version, I don't think so it is possible. There is a middleware you can connect with that. But
Oh,
post I think 2007 whatever the version, it is completely integrated. It is not only S4 HANA, it can also go with the SAP ERP, other ERP as well. But uh,
mm.
direct connectivity also only happens with your CIG.
All
Like,
right.
why you call it CIG? Because CIG have a direct connectivity with from S4 HANA and S4 system. So you can direct install the add-ons installation. You have to so follow some setup and all these things. So the basis consultants can help on this to installation of the add-ons and everything. So he will install. You have to just configure your requirement. Means requirements when I'm
Mm.
talking about that, your sourcing model requirement, your SLP model requirement. So how you configure it. So this configuration happens in S4 system, right? In S4
Mm.
system, what happened? There is a transaction code SPRO. In this SPRO, you have to define the system, right? You have to define their parameters, everything. There's global settings are there, everything. So you have to set up for all these things. Once your setup is done, you create one ID for the test, one ID for the production. You create a S user ID and you send it to the Ariba system for the test system, right? Once you send it from there, then it will come here, and again the system will be established. You can start your transaction from here to there, right? Post doing all the implementation cycle, it happens during the implementation completely, right? So
All those parameters, global settings that will be taken care by SL this Ariba guy only, right? Ariba consulting.
yeah, it is kind of, see, there is a, while you're talking about the integration point of view now, there
Correct.
must be a basis consultant, there must be a CIG consultant, there must be an consultant, there must be your Ariba functional consultant. These all group work together, right? So CIG consultants work are he will integrate the system through S4, right? So whatever he will do, he will he will coordinate with the basis team. He will install add-on packages for your ERP, whatever the convenient ERP which you have. He will install all the add-on packages. He will set up everything. Now basis guy can also give the permissions to that site. It means your Firefox site and everything. He will just make it enable for this one, right? And through the middleware, he might use this cloud connector as well to integrate its both system, right?
So it must be
So
a big project. Lot of
yeah,
stakeholders are involved.
yeah. So these things happen. So with the team, so only one guy is not responsible for a whole implementation, right? If you are a
Mm.
functional consultant, you need to be responsible for your functional module. If you are technical consultant, the technical consultant will take care of the CIG module and everything, right? But if you are master in all, then you can become a techno-functional consultant kind of thing, right? So you know everything from functional to technical as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So once you go to the CIG partner, I will also show the high level of things, what happens in the CIG side and how it happens, right? So I'll show you in that
Mm.
session. So, right. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the system. Okay, fine. This is the integration system. Whatever the transactions you do, this is the integration system. Now coming to this mass invite. This is very important. So somebody asks you what is mass invite and why we do the mass invite for the same. Have you ever heard about this mass invite?
Not in the SLP context, but from the TR trading relationship context, I heard.
Okay. All right. So what happened during the supplier registration? What happens? Suppose in the ERP system there is 1,000 supplier already there, right? Now they want to this 1,000 supplier to register on Ariba. They're already in S4 system, right? And through DRF you can send it out, but suppliers are not aware. My supplier is also available on the Ariba portal and not, right? So in that case, what you do, we do the mass invite for the supplier. So for my doing the mass invite, you have to download this file and you will send this mass invite to all of the supplier, right? In this it is the basic requirement, right? It is your ERP vendor setup, what is the transaction relationship and all that. So once you send this mass invite, they will receive the link for this supplier registration. You can see that. One second, let me show
So
this.
you have downloaded that file, right, just
Yeah,
now? And now what you are going to do?
yeah, see, this is the ERP vendor. You see, this is the file actually downloaded. It is showing like this, right? So it is the sample file, but you can add that email ID of the supplier and you can send it for this mass invite. What happened now? Once you send this mass invite to the supplier, they will receive the invite link, right, from the Ariba side.
Okay.
During the implementation, it will send for one time whatever the customer and clients agree to send the mass invitation. So you can update their email ID contacts and thousands of supplier. You can at a time you can send the mass invite. Once they receive the mass invite, what they will do? They will go to the supplier Ariba login and they will create their profile. Okay, we have just got the invitation from there because they are already existing. That's why we are doing the mass invitation because they want to onboard in Ariba as well, right? To make the transaction possible transaction because the company has already decided I will go with that Ariba, and now we are also proposing you to come to the Ariba as well. If you want to proceed, we can log in, you can respond accordingly, right? If they wanted subscription, that's their choices of the supplier. If they want
Hmm.
to respond, they can take a subscription. If they do not want to proceed, they can also log in and respond, but for limited period of time, not for the long time of business, they cannot do that, right?
Okay.
Okay, now coming to this screen. As you can say, they have already tested many supplier. They have sent this master invitation request here. Now coming to your quizzes, this is the questionnaire part. So these are the questionnaire part. You can download it from here. As I told you that I have already sent you the standard questionnaire, but this is
Yeah.
the questionnaire you can also download. This is the sample test system. That's why whatever the test questions are there, you can also download it from. Right? You can go
Hmm.
here, download the supplier registration question. You can see
Yeah.
why this. These are not coming properly because this is the test system. The same file which I send you know that will come like that, right? These are
Hmm.
the these are the field actually. This ERP vendor ID, supplier name. These are all the fields of the supplier profile, right? So this data, this address and everything. This is the template, just all. That's nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked it. So that guy, that region guy, I think he should share the same. I don't know why he's sharing over all the time. Here, might be he's not having that license and all that. So
Teams is
because
a free version. Like free also is there, trial version. Not
yeah,
trial, but free
it's
version.
yeah, he I think consume all the spaces with the institute. That's why I think he's sharing through that.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Else I will set up, no worries.
Yeah, yeah, you can also send it. It's not a problem. Yeah, but
Right.
you ask take a permission because once you share now, so he will tell you okay, why we are sharing this invitation, and you just can take a confirmation from that institute
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then send. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
okay, fine. So fine. So you can see that you're now inactive supplier. Whatever supplier you make a inactive, it will visible only here, right?
Hmm.
Suppose I just open one supplier here. This data console, as you can see here, in the top of this, it is written inactive, right?
Hmm.
It is not in use for now. If you want to make it active, you have to make it active for the same. So right now it's active. You can see the CRP data number, everything is there, but I didn't see such kind of error. You see, I told you that time.
Hmm.
This error you see, this account group is not correct. Account, what is the account group? Suppose he has entered the V00 account group and the
Hmm.
customer is dealing with the V002 account group. So such kind of error you will find it. See, this entry J0 does not exist. So these are the details you see that's in the errors. You have to fix it all this detail. Partner J is not allowed for the supplier J002. So this error you need to fix it from the backend. By correction all the once you put all the details correctly, this error will not come to you, right? And the ERP
Hmm.
vendor ID which you are saying, this is the temporary ID. This is not the original ID, right?
Hmm.
Once it will complete, it will come in one series like that only. So VDR is a temporary vendor ID. So these are all
So
inactive.
if anything starting with a VDI is temporary ID, right?
Yeah, it's a temporary ID. Once you see the one series kind of number, so you can see that, and that if you want to cross check, then you go to the S4 system, you put the TRP number into the SK0 transaction, yeah, view supply. data you can see it, right? That is
Mhm.
MK03, whatever the transaction you are using for that customize and whatever. Suppose XK03 is for the central T code for that supplier visibility, and
Mhm.
MK03 here for your purchasing point of view to view the supplier visibility. So that
Mhm.
you have the S4 system access with you.
No, no, I don't have.
Uh, if somebody from the MM team, you can also check with him. Kindly check the
I
data.
only,
They can
yeah,
tell you.
only this customer realm, right? This SLP sourcing. I have access of all this, but nothing
Yeah.
on the buyer ERP side.
Okay, no problem, no problem. We'll get it, no problem. Once you request, you can also put the request. I need to S4 access. They can, I think the team
No,
can.
they will not give. We have. They will ask. Like first of all, I will not get because it's not in my domain. They will
Oh,
say straight away.
okay.
And because our MM consultant also, right?
Hmm.
They have. They also don't have the access. They have the proxy server at their site,
Okay.
so they do perform the testing. So I check with them, like if they have the access. So they also customer side only customer realm, like whatever module they have taken, but
Hmm.
nothing on the ERP side. They can share the screen, but you cannot take the credential and login.
Okay, okay, okay. So are they are using Fury kind of thing? Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
correct, correct,
Okay.
correct. Purchase
Okay.
orders, all the fear is coming.
Okay.
So in commerce automation, the team which I was selling, right?
Hmm, 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 hmm.
So that team deals with this only.
Okay, Fury, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So are you aware with this workflow configuration for the Fury side as well? That is the
No,
work,
no, 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 no.
right? Okay,
I'm
okay.
yet to get trained.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just get in. If somebody is, if you have the opportunity in the company, you should learn that all these activities, right? You just
Yeah.
if there is a
I
crack.
think outside scope is also very good, right?
Sorry, what?
Outside scope is also very good, right?
Ah, yeah, yeah. There is a vast requirement. I have seen lots of requirements are outside very vast. I have seen there is a requirement in Germany. Most of the consultant are working as MM consultant, SD consultant as well. If you go with
Mm.
Ariba, there's a Ariba. Ariba is also a good opportunity, but the limited profile they have. But in MMSD, anywhere you go, you'll get this option as well. And Ariba also you get it, but you need to know the language of that country as well because they're looking for that only Germany language.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. So, but you should learn all this MMSD, sales and distribution, everything. So you
Yeah.
have a more coverage on this. Okay, now this is auto migration. This is not our task actually. This is migrate supplier data from the system. So once you do the auto migration, it will what will happen. Whatever the suppliers will be created system in the future, so that will be auto migrated to S4 system. So that is kind of that generally don't apply for any of the client because they are real time the life you are creating the supplier and everything. So that process is not required, but this admin also is given. But I have just explaining you the same, right?
Okay.
Now this cancel qualification we have whatever the supplier is qualified, you can also cancel that qualification from here as well, right? And you can just put this vendor ID number and you can qualify change this qualification. But I don't see this qualification is happening for this supplier, so that's you are all aware, right? Why this we do the qualification, why it is not required. Hmm?
Mm-hmm. No.
So qualification is basically we do for this based on the category and your region and department. You just once you go through that BBP document, now everything is explained over there, right? So once you go through document, you'll understand. So if somebody asks you, I have qualified this supplier a year back, right? And now I want to cancel this qualification. I don't want to proceed with this supplier because somehow the supplier got blacklisted, and I want to cancel this qualification. So you can come to the SM admin. You can come here. You can put the supplier ID, and you can cancel this qualification by saying your statement from here on.
Okay.
So you can cancel this qualification and all that. So you have to understand that there is a, if somebody asks you what is the SLP process, you need to tell the from the Ariba point of view, that is SLP is starting from the SLP supply request, which is your internal form, which approved by the buyer. Then we go for that supplier registration. Then we have to go for the supplier qualification if the client requirement is for the qualification as well. Otherwise, we'll stop till the supplier registration only.
Right, right. Yeah. I think in the first, second class you have shown that
Yeah,
sequence.
and this qualification you can also call the disqualification as well. That is, you can also by canceling it, we can make it disqualification as well. Once you do the disqualification as well, you have to give the proper reason why you are disqualifying the supplier, because this notification will also reach out to supplier as well, why you are disqualifying the supplier, right? So these things.
Mm.
Okay. Now the very important is template upgrade. Suppose you are working with Ariba system and the supplier templates got upgraded many times, right?
Mm.
But the supplier is not able to see the updated template version for the supplier. So what they will do, they will ask you to update my template, upgrade my templates, because I'm not able to see the question which is recently got configured, whatever the buyers has configured the recent question as per the client requirement. And while I'm talking about the client, it means the implementation client. Suppose they have
Yeah.
your Amazon has a client, right? So they have made the changes in the template itself and they wanted to upgrade that template, right? So they have modified the questionnaire, they have some kind of changes they have done it. Now they wanted to upgrade for all of the supplier. In that case, you come here and they select the supplier registration project. There is a modular questionnaire, but generally it happens with the supplier registration project. You supply the this one. So here also you supply the transaction templates for the supplier registration. You can directly search it the supplier as well. Either you can search for all of the supplier. If you wanted to whatever the supplier I can see, just search it here. You can see all this eligible product. It means see there's a total project and eligible project. So eligible project is basically whoever the templates are required to update. This will show you here. If any number shows you here within 20 days, you can update it here. Like suppose if I go here, you can see these are the eligible.
Mm.
The number is given for the three, and it's a below with the best practice is eligible project. We make it for within the 20 and 25 like that, not more than that. Otherwise, it will take more time to update all these things. So you see, so in this case, you have to.
Anyone will get, any notifications option is there? Like if anything changes, upgraded, anyone will get notification that something has been changed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It will go like this. So what happen you do now? It will go to notify to the supplier as well. Your template has been updated and
Okay.
proceed further. So suppose I click here, create
Mm.
template, right?
Mm.
This message you get it this initially you get it this message. So you just select here I confirm to proceed for the validation, click on next.
Mm.
You give your comments here, whatever the
Mm.
comments, you give the proper comment. I'm template upgrade, template upgrade, perform. It should be always minimum maximum 50 character all this supply registration,
Okay.
right? Once you save it, it will create a that supplier will template will be upgraded. What it says, 3 of 7 project will be upgraded means so
Mm.
the project will be upgraded because 3 is a pending, right? So we click on this upgrade, include new question not notify supplier. Yeah, you can see that your questions is here only, right?
Mm.
Notify
Mm.
supplier primary contacts. It means the primary contact. Why it is asking? Because whenever you create a new the supplier, there is a
Mm.
contact details, right? Primary, secondary, and you
Mm.
by maximum you can go 5, 7, whatever the contact details you have, you can send it to notify the supplier as well. Once you click
Mm.
here upgrade, the template will take time and you come under the process here. You can see that status it will come. It will
Mm.
sometimes refresh it again and again. Once it will process, it will show completed. Right. So
Okay.
whatever the questions got updated, you can update it from here on. So these are the template upgrades. Similar way, you can also update for other templates as well. As you are in the same admin, that's why you are seeing the supply registration kind of thing only, right? Once you go
Mm.
to the other things, so we have to upload. In the sourcing, what happened now? Okay, I'll
Mm.
explain it later. In sourcing, what happened? Ki you have to whatever the changes you have done, you can directly publish from the template itself, right?
Okay. Okay.
But here in the supplier, which is a daily basis transaction, if somebody is taking a supplier daily basis registration and all that, so here you can also perform these activities, right? Okay, now one second. This is your advanced view one, the manage project advanced view link. These are the just for display one. Specify whether they are not links to the advanced view. Different project types of available to users appropriate permission. So this is the control access group. If you give the control access group permission to someone to see whatever the templates they can see from there. Otherwise, will not be visible to you. This is basically the control access is applied only for that group which is not required for that particular module. Suppose I don't want to give you this particular role to qualification to your, right? So I will just create a kind of group and I will just stick that restriction, and you will not be able to see this qualification and everything, right? So these are the process that you can see. Now we have service admin. This is the client ID and everything. This setting is only applicable to API clients application. It means this API, you are aware, right? It's application
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
interface, all that. So is there any API you are currently working? Yeah, you're not working with this API.
Now it's banned. We used to work in Postman. Now it's banned. SAP has blacklisted that software app, PI app, Postman.
Okay.
Now, I don't know the logic. Burno also we are working now. That is also banned.
All
So
right.
I don't know.
Mhm. So what happened in the SAP point of view? There is some API also, but it is not required. It's a
Yeah.
very much high level of requirement. Somebody cannot approach it through the right through the
Mm-hmm.
SAP solution, through the Ariba solution. They are not able to approach it. Then they will go for that your API and all these things. So API, what they do, they will integrate that API through the S4 system and Ariba, and then they can proceed accordingly. So there is a I don't see that the clients go for the API, but very rare cases I see this they have approach for this API and all that. So it's very rare. This is not the concern part, but the Ariba has facilitated the provision as well. So you can also create their API system ID, then you can link it from here, right? To the service
Mm-hmm.
admin, you can perform that is of API. Now this is the parameter, which is very important. Why we configure the parameters and everything. So the parameter is basically for your features and functionality of the Ariba solution, right? So once you enable the parameter, the features gets also enabled with that, right? So these are the standard parameter you can see. Right? If somebody deactivate this parameter, you won't be able to see that features in Ariba portal, right? Suppose let's see the supplier registration once. What is the parameter? You see, SMB
Mm-hmm.
enable custom senders supply registration invitation. It means it says through this parameter activation, you can send this for the supply registration invitation. If you disable this parameter, this you cannot send this invitation to the supplier, right? Once you,
Mm-hmm.
and it should save it and you make it false. So true. So once you make it true, it will be activated. If you make it false, it will not be activated, right? So in this case, you have to be careful what parameter, because SAP Ariba has a functionality where most of the parameters based solution where you can find out the solution on the connect and what is the parameter we can apply for in Ariba. So here you can apply and save accordingly. Once you enable it, the features will be enabled in your system within 24 hours, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
parameter? This is basically the functionality and the feature of that particular module, right? Whatever the questionnaire is regarding to that, that is the parameter. So somebody
And
asked,
when you enable these parameters, means is there any specific template of these parameters, or it's by default it will be there in all the customer realm?
yeah, it will be by default everywhere, but the parameter,
Okay.
what happen now? Suppose you are taking a sourcing module, right? The sourcing parameter
Mhm.
is different, and the SLP parameter would be different, right? So
Okay. Okay.
parameter is the requirement, right? So whatever the parameter offer from the Ariba, it will be there. But you have to check
Mm.
either that, suppose you are looking for a kind of functionality that should be in the system, but before going for the customization, suppose somebody client is requirement for that, I need to see the sourcing summary as well on my Ariba spend management, right? In that case,
Mm.
what you do, they will approach you to kindly check this functionality is available or not. So what you will do that features you can get it from the connect. So connect means you have the Ariba access, then we should have also the connect access as well. So you can see that
Yeah.
whatever the parameters features are there. So you'll find out the solution from your side first, and we see that parameter is already there. So once you enable this parameter, this functionality can be enabled over that your overview of the template. Means
Mm.
system will now propose you to with this enable of that, once you enable it, this features will be enabled, whatever the features comes under this particular things, so it will come to you that in the system, so you can accordingly explain the client. So I have enabled this parameter, now this functionality we can configure in the template side as well, so you can enable that parameter, right? This
Mm.
basically your features, whatever the features available for this parameter. Not every client is using each and every parameters, right? They have disabled it, but sometimes the requirements comes on, so then we also exposure and we check the parameter, which parameter should enable, which parameter should not enable, right? So these are the five. Suppose you see is Ariba SAP ERP telephone uses a default. If you make it default, this number will be always in default side, right? So means your telephone number will be default for every time. If you make it false, it will not be defaulted. That kind of things, we have a lots of features and parameters, so you can check it. If a selfie parameter, if you talk, there is a selfie parameter also you have. If you want, I can give you the Excel file, you can go through that parameter in Excel. So these are the downloaded files.
Mm.
So these are the features. You don't need to anything, you just need to, suppose I'm just copying it, right? And you just need to search it. Your suppose you got the parameter on somewhere on the connect, Ariba connect, so you'll just find out that parameter, you'll search it here, so it will be visible here. If there is a wrong parameter, it will not be visible in Ariba. Suppose it will be like this. If you put address, telephone, telephone is there, right? So such kind of parameter you will find out whenever the solution this parameter sales, if it is there in the system, it means you can take that feature functionality in your project, in your ongoing project itself, right? So these parameters like that, so you can make your enhancement on that. Means whatever the parameters you can activate it, you can take the functionality, you see what is the once you open this parameter documents. Now I will send you the one of the standard parameter documents to you, right? You just check all this.
Mhm.
So what is the function, how this is used, and where you can use it, actually that parameter. There is LP different parameter, sourcing having a different parameter for that, but most of you don't enable it. The rest of all are enabled by default, yeah. But
So
it
as
is,
a SAP consultant, you deal with parameter as well, right?
yeah, as a consultant we need to active check the parameter, what parameters are enabled, what parameters are not enabled, because we have SLP parameters, we have a sourcing parameters as well separately. So these
Mm.
parameters should be enabled here. Enable means you have to just activate it, nothing,
Yeah.
right? You just activate it, just that's all.
Mm.
And this is the BTP application. These are different things. So configure access to SAP Business Technology applications. So this is not required at this moment. This is a different thing. Business technology.
Mm.
So these are you have to go. And similarly, you can see here in the manage. If you open the admin, the same access you can see here only this admin. But the restriction will be spew the access, right? Not sure that's the same things you will see here only, right? But once we perform some of the activity, it will not allow you to perform few of the activities here only in the admin, right?
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Both
Okay.
are both are same SM admin, SM admin. If somebody
Mm.
asks you, see there is a two three things you need to consider on this one. You got to know what is the supplier, how to onboard it, how to onboard the supplier. Now, if somebody asks what are the settings you use for the supplier maintenance, right? So how, what is the admin of the supplier management? I'm particular talking about the supplier onboarding part. So you can say there is a SM admin and SM administration, and then we have a template, right? Which you have already shown right in the initial classes. So
Mm.
first you see is SM admin and SM administration are used for generally for our and this management of this completely supplier onboarding part. So through the SM admin, it's a supplier management administration. SM actually supplier management. Somebody asks what is the difference between the SM admin and admin. You can tell them. Then you go for the templates and everything. And now you can see the supplier data snapshot. This is something different. So completely overview of the profile supplier snapshot and all that. So
So SM, like for sourcing also, it will be SM or it will be a different name?
no, sourcing is a no different thing. SM is for only for supplier management.
Yeah, that's what my question.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if the customer has doing like contract, right? So it will
Hmm.
be like SM admin as well, or it will be CM like contract management admin, something like that.
No, they see for the supplier specific it is SM admin. For the contract specific, you have to go here only admin part. You see.
Okay, 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 okay,
It's
okay.
administration, right? So I'll explain later it to you. So everything you can see it here. That is the administration part.
This is a part I deal with.
Yeah, yeah. The site
Okay.
manager, integration manager, master data management. These are all the parts of administration. It is completely whole. Here you can manage all these things mostly. But from the
Who will take care of this particular portion? Like import manager, site manager, this all
yeah,
this.
so this is basically the I can say that only administration roles which are having mostly the CIG consultant having such kind of
Oh,
role.
Okay.
right? But if you are more interested in the CIG as well, so you can also have those roles actually, right? The
Oh,
project manager also, who are responsible for implementing this project, who hires few of the consultant and does make the project implementation. They also are having such kind of roles as well. So
okay.
this
So as a SLP and sourcing nothing to do with this, right?
no, sourcing you can do it, but SLP is not required here. SLP you cannot do it, but supplier SLP. Once I talk from the supplier side, you see,
Mm,
supplier and
mm,
customer manager, it means your supplier. It is talking about your supplier business network about that. It is not
mm.
onboarding related. What I told you, this SM admin is all about your supplier management.
Manage.
SM
Correct.
stands for supplier management. And this is all about your supplier and customer manager, which you see here. Supplier and customer manager. It means you are acting as a supplier. You are acting. You are doing the organization detail as a supplier. Organization is given for the supplier. The supplier organization is there. Supplier groups are there, right?
Mm, mm,
So these are the supplier side. Whatever the data they are flowing, that will be visible here only. The supplier profile and all that. But here only,
mm,
supplier management means you are controlling the onboarding of the supplier, that is registration, yeah, request, qualification, preferred supplier kind of thing, right? So these administrations are done from here only, admin and
mm,
administration. This
mm,
will I'll come it later because this is the different thing, right? This
mm,
administration, all that things, right? So this is the different things. I will take it later from this administration part, right?
mm.
Because if I go again here, you'll also get confused. What is this administration? What is this administration, and
No,
all that,
no.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
You can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
core administration is also there. It means the core administration also deals with the procurement side as well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm,
The core administration issue is a procurement catalog, content manager, how this work, catalog, and all that. So here you can see there is a switch button for here, right? The site.
mm,
Here you can directly navigate to the child time. That's is buying and invoicing point of.
mm,
Right. See the procurement, invoicing, and everything. You can see it here, right?
yeah.
So these are the things you can navigate. This is called the child AI. But whatever the configuration you perform here as a core administration, right? So
Parental.
also the upstream module as well. So it's a downstream, upstream to downstream, downstream to upstream. You can navigate from here.
Mm,
So there's toggle button. You can say toggle, yeah, kind of thing. Toggle.
mm, mm,
All right, let's go back. So for today, we'll keep it here like that, right? Only you want to go
okay.
with sourcing as well. What do
No,
you say?
no. Let me just wrap up whatever you have covered, right?
Yeah, and do
Okay.
also one thing now. I will
Yeah.
what you'll do. I'll suggest you go once with the BBP documents which I sent you, right? I can
Yeah.
complete. Do not worry about whatever the hours is getting charges or not. You just focus your learning, right? Whatever the
Yeah,
charges,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
see.
told Srijan already. Like, you don't like if like intention, like if you are getting force from my side, because I have already spoken with Neil Kamal in the last session. There is
Hmm.
no hurriness that
Yeah,
we have to do
good
in
form.
1 10 hour, 12 hour, 20 hours, right?
Yeah,
I have sent the email as well to him that I have never mentioned that I am going to compromise with the quality. Having
yeah, yeah,
said that, there is
yeah,
no force from either side. He is
yeah,
also a good trainer. He is willing to share everything, which is very rare, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Hmm.
please don't push anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not going to solve. Like he can like today only, right? You can
Yeah.
do sourcing as well, right? But
Absolutely.
if I'm
Hmm.
not going to like absorb, so what is
Yeah,
the use, right?
you
So
absolutely.
doesn't make any sense.
I told him, whatever you put the hour, 40 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, it doesn't matter. Whatever you learn, that is within that hour, right? That is
Correct.
important,
Correct.
right?
That's better. Yeah, yeah, that's better.
I was completely, I will take you everything. I will take a repeat every session, no problem. But
Yeah,
if your mind is not, present at that moment, so then you will not learn those things, right? If I
correct. No,
manage,
yes, you're right.
so that's of concern. Don't go with the hours. It can be completed. 4 hours task can be completed in 1 hour as well, and 1 hour task completed can be 4 hours as well, right? So
No,
that
no,
is
but discussion also in the discussion. I'm not sure what context he has, like what discussion you have with him. So he mentioned that within 20 hours. I said, no, no, boss. I never said within 20 hours. I never ever said. Okay,
mm,
don't take so much of assumptions, right?
mm,
I
mm,
said that if we can. quickly finish the course, then it's
Yeah.
good. But I never said that 20 hours or 25 hours or
You tell
uh,
him. I have already spoke with Neil Kamal, so we are not going through the hours. We are just trying to focus on the completion of that course. And I will be sending the percentage of that course. What is the course completion have been made done, and what is the status of this course to this region, right? So that
yeah.
we can don't focus on hours. You just try to learn whatever the content I have given to you. I will make that completion. Whatever it takes, 2 minutes, 2 hours, 4 days, yeah, whatever the days, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, man, sure. So you said this the one KPMG slide, right? The
Yeah.
document.
Hmm.
Okay, let me do it right now.
Yeah, you just do
Okay.
it one by one. You do it because there is a step by step process. Because once why we do this BBP now, I'm telling you that BBP document is a business blueprint document. Once you finalize this all requirement from the client side completely, so once
Mm.
the project is about to sign off, then we give this BBP to the client. This project got signed up, now we are giving this BBP document to refer this document, what the changes we have done, and what configuration we have made as per your current system. So that completely the BBP profile. It's a final document to the client. So whatever
Okay.
the project we have implemented for the STO Maldives, West, and whatever the projects, Raheja and everything. So
Mm.
we are doing for practice this for all the client, not for the particular this Sterlite we are giving such a solution and different. As per the requirement, you are also modifying the template question, but the solution will approach will remain same as it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you just
Okay.
go through the document step by step. Don't hurry and just don't go कि हाँ मुझे I just wanted to read this whole content and it is done now. Not like that.
नॉट मुझे नहीं आता है तो मैं 10 बार पूछता
हाँ,
हूँ मैं
काम
वही
करो,
रुक
supply request जाओ, registration जाओ. What does registration
करेक्ट
mean?
करेक्ट
What is the supplier
या
request? What the questions are? You have a good questions once you go through the document, and then we have a multiple questions on that, right?
that will be a good healthy like interaction, else it will be one sided.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. See, because if there is no use to learn anything, right? So there is no purpose to learn, right? You need to
Correct,
learn.
correct.
You have to implement those things in your career as well. And suppose if you are going to represent your profile in the next 2 months, then you have to be careful on that learning as well, right? So whatever learning you are putting over there, you can answer that questions to the interviewer and all. That should be also there, right?
Nimpal, one more thing. We don't have any separate certification for SLP, right?
Yeah, see, I have done the certification, but that is a different thing. I long back I have done, but I have a
Yeah,
certification
now they have
document.
changed, merged, I think, lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, and they have also reduced and high the prices for something. So it's not required. If you show them now, okay, I have done this implementation on project. You have worked the real life scenario. That certification also does not matter, right? If you have a
So
certificate,
how I can like if I like in job they will ask how many implementation you have done, right?
yeah.
If I,
So,
even if I so what should be the answer according to you? Like
yeah,
I mean how many they are asking, right?
at initial level now, whenever you go, how long you have an experience with this Amazon? Like total experience
Uh, Total with Amazon or SAP?
completely. Total, tell me your complete experience.
12.
12 years, right? So in this
Yeah.
case, now you have to at least mention 2 to 3 projects. They will ask you, you should not only done one project, but at least give tell him I have done the two implementation project. So then they will accordingly they will hire you because once you say the only in 12 10 years minimum they will ask you one project. But whatever I see that most of the interviewer ask at least you should do the 2 to 3 implementation is mandatory, right?
If I say 2 to 3, then they will ask like project details or what?
Yeah, absolutely. They will ask. They will ask the project details, which project you have worked in. So you need to provide the client name, what client you have worked with, right? Suppose
Okay.
working with Amazon, if you have any of the supplier name which you are in the currently use with the Ariba, then you can also.
Mhm.
I have worked with that client, and the few of the supplier names. You can also tell him I have implemented that business to over there. So they will not go into detail, but they will verify that they are actually having the Ariba application and out, right?
Okay.
It should be in the market, right? So they know actually who have they taken the implementation and all that. They do not go to see nobody go into depth actually to about the project. right? So they just, but you have to make sure that whatever the details you're putting, you can at least confidently you can answer those things, right? I have done the implementation with this project, with this client. What is the duration? So you said I have done this implementation in 14 weeks with the project implementation, 2 weeks for the support and all that. So that is the whole approach. So that we can, that way you can approach it. They can ask you,
Mm.
what are the steps for this project implementation. So I'll tell you in the time of interview preparation and the resume preparation what are the questions they actually basically ask for
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interview.
Because I need well, support there and guidance there as well. Because I am from a different, I'm in a different stream altogether, right? So I,
So,
I I might know the flow, but don't know the अंदर की बात बोलते हैं ना, वो नहीं
हम्म,
पता है.
हाँ, तो बेसिकली जब स्टार्ट करोगे ना प्रोजेक्ट तो आपको इसमें ऐसे दिखाया जाएगा कि आपका प्रोफाइल जो है क्लाइंट को भेजा जाता है कि यू आर द रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द एसएलपी मॉड्यूल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन। सो नाउ
हम्म,
रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द एसएलपी। सो आपको एसएलपी के लिए दिया जाएगा तो आपको उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होना पड़ेगा। तो एसएलपी में क्या क्या आप क्या करोगे, पहले उनका एज इस रिक्वायरमेंट लोगे, जो भी उनका क्लाइंट का रिक्वायरमेंट है। एज इस रिक्वायरमेंट लेने का मतलब आपको एसएलपी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उनका रिक्वायरमेंट लेना है कि वो
ठीक है.
सप्लायर करेंटली कैसे ऑनबोर्ड करते हैं, हाउ दे रजिस्टर सप्लायर इन दैट कंपनी। फिर आप अपना टू बी डॉक्यूमेंट प्रिपेयर करोगे। तो ये वीजियो से आप अपना डिज़ाइन बना सकते हैं। व्हाट इज द
हम्म,
स्टेप, सप्लायर रिक्वेस्ट के बाद रजिस्ट्रेशन, क्वालिफिकेशन, हाउ इट विल गो, हु विल अप्रूव। उनका अप्रूवल मैट्रिक्स आप लोगे, कौन कौन से लेवल पे आपको अप्रूवल चाहिए, किस लेवल पे चाहिए, ठीक है, वो आप
हम्म,
लोगे उसे। वो सारा कॉन्फ़िगर करने के बाद देन वी विल प्रोसीड फॉर द टू बी सिस्टम। टू बी के लिए क्या क्या डेटा चाहिए, मतलब आपको ईआरपी में उनको क्या दिखाना है, हाउ दिस होल फंक्शनलिटी इज गोइंग टू वर्क from Ariba to S4, right? So these things you have
हम्म,
to showcase them as a system. You have to also prepare the manual. You have to also take the scenario for the SIT testing. Then you have to do the UAT testing as well, user acceptance
हम्म.
testing and all that. Once you've done
Yeah.
things, then you have to perform for that your project implementation and all that. So
Okay.
these are the
ठीक
things.
है.
Yeah. ठीक है
Okay.
राजू।